Hello again. In the previous video, we had a broad overview of Polarian and doors. Now in this video, we will slightly deep dive and see how Polarian and doors integrate with some simulation tools like Simulink or CarMaker, and also the automotive cyber security, especially in the context of ADAS and autonomous driving. Right? First is integration with simulation development tools for ADAS. ADAS development tool relies heavily on simulation. Now by this time I am sure you understand that simulation is almost like a part and parcel of the development in ADAS. Okay, it is like both the right hand and left hand of the ADAS development, and both these four doors and Polarian, they integrate with our key tools, but their approaches differ. All right, first let's see how they integrate with MATLAB and Simulink. And IBM doors and Simulink can be linked via IBM Engineering Lifecycle Management or Doors Next. It supports OSLC for linking requirements to Simulink models. Now here I have a small task for you. I want all of you to go through internet and search what this OSLC stands for, about this acronym. It is a very beautiful acronym. It is a very interesting topic, and I am sure you will further learn about this lifecycle management. And also this doors within these doors there are a lot of third party plugins like Simulink requirements for bidirectional traceability. In every tool there are some there is a facility for third party plugin, and this facility is provided well for IBM doors. Okay, now let's see some use cases, especially for high level requirements or traced to Simulink model blocks. For example, ACC shall maintain a safe distance. This is a very high level requirement. There is nothing specific in this particular requirement, but these kind of high level requirements can be traced to Simulink model blocks. Now what is the role of Simulink? I am sure everybody knows what is meant by how the Simulink is coming into this picture. Okay, Simulink is an important tool for model based development, and that with the help of model based development, code is developed. In the session about model based development, you will clearly be explained, you are very clearly explained what the role of Simulink or MATLAB in development of models. And also it ensures model consistency with safety requirements. Next is Polarian integration. Now when it comes to Polarian plus Simulink, it has a native Siemens integration, Polarian and Simulink via Team Center or Siemens PLM. This is something which I touched upon in the previous session. This Polarian depends heavily on Siemens Team Center. It depends heavily on Siemens ecosystem, of which Team Center is a part. And REST application performance interface allows dynamic updates between Polarian and Simulink. Now let's see some use cases. Automated validation test cases in Polarian trigger simulations, Simulink simulations. For example, AAB scenarios. In AEB scenarios like pedestrians suddenly crossing the road, or a vehicle suddenly crossing the road, a vehicle suddenly is coming to stop in front of you, all these kind of various use cases are simulated with the help of Simulink, and that simulation is configured with Polarian. And I re-emphasized many times, Polarian is very compatible for agile methodology. Simulink model changes are reflected in Polarian backlogs. Okay, I am sure everybody knows what is backlog. I am assuming that everybody who is working on this particular, who is listening to this particular tutorial, knows what is meant by backlog. Backlog is an important terminology in agile methodology. Now in case you don't know, I strongly recommend you to learn about agile. Plenty of YouTube videos, plenty of tutorials are available in Udemy also about agile. You can learn about agile, and agile is a very state of art methodology for developing any system. Many OEMs or many companies, not only just automotive companies, whether it is defense or construction, even wedding planners are shifting towards agile. So agile has become such a unpopular, in demand methodology. Now just see this comparison. When it comes to traceability, it is very strong via OSLC Simulink, and it is very strong through application performance interface. And it is also integrated strongly with Team Center. Team Center is a important part of the Siemens ecosystem. When it comes to automation, manual linking is required, and when it comes to Polarian, it is more automated. And Doors and Simulink, agile support is very limited, and Polarian agile support is quite good, especially for reiterative updates. Now again, if you learn about agile, you will understand what this iterative updates means. Now let's see some of the integration with continuous integration and continuous deployment test automations, whether it is Carla or CarMaker. Now ADAS requires continuous testing in virtual environments like Carla or CarMaker, and also hardware in loop. Now when it comes to Doors, it has limited native continuous integration, continuous deployment support. Doors Next, which is like a latest model version of the Doors, is improving this, but nevertheless Polarian has a clear edge when it comes to CI and CD support. It often requires custom scripting in Python to connect to Jenkins, and also hill testing. Traceability is manual. This is something which I already said in the previous slide. Traceability is manual when it comes to Doors integration, but when it comes to Polarian, automated test execution, Polarian updates test status. This happens automatically, and also it logs simulation results automatically directly into the Polarian. This is very important. It directly logs the simulation results into Polarian. Now Carla and CarMaker are like simulation tools. For example, let me give an example which all of you can relate. For example, when you learn some car driving in some authorized driving center, there will be some simulation equipments where you will be given a pedal, accelerator and a brake, and you will be covered with different kinds of screens in front of you. There you can directly learn about the driving. So likewise, all the ADAS software is embedded into this Carla and CarSim or CarMaker, and then the efficacy of the software is verified. Okay, now let's see the comparison. First is test automation, and next is simulation logs. When it comes to simulation logs, Polarian has a clear edge, clear superiority edge, because it will directly log the results. And when it comes to test automation, again Doors you have to do it manually, but when it comes to Polarian, it happens automatically. The integration of the Polarian and Doors with simulation tools and also automotive security is critical for ADAS systems and autonomous driving development, and below is a detailed breakdown of how these tools interact in the context of requirements management, simulation, cyber security, compliance. Now let's see how it integrates with the cyber security. When it comes to cyber security, a very important tool or methodology is threat analysis and risk assessment. For ISO 26262 functional safety, it is hazard analysis and risk assessment, and it comes to cyber security, it is threat analysis and risk assessment. Doors for cyber security requirements. Let's see what is under this. ISO 21434, or which covers the cyber security, it mandates the cyber security assessments, and Polarian Doors stores security requirements, and these requirements are linked to Simulink CarMaker models to ensure security controls. Okay, these requirements are linked to Simulink car models to ensure security controls. Now when it comes to integration with threat modeling tools, tools like Tara in PTC integrity or Siemens Heeds export findings to Polarian and Doors. These are easily exportable to Polarian and Doors. And a threat like canvas spoofing in ADAS is mitigated in Simulink via secure communication protocols. Alright, next is secure development lifecycle. How does it get integrated? How do these two tools get integrated in secure development lifecycle? First is Simulink models are tested in cyber physical vulnerabilities. This is more like deliberately injecting fault detections. I understand if you are coming from mechanical background, this is very heavy terminology for you, but as of now, you please note them down or just by heart them. Okay, once you get into a regular job and you start working on these tools, you will clearly understand what is meant by injecting faults or attacks or GPS jamming or LiDAR spoofing. I fully understand that this is a very heavy terminology for you and the whole thing is going bouncer over your head. So don't worry or don't get intimidated. This is not rocket science. Once you start working on this, you will automatically learn these things. It's easy. Trust me, it is very easy. Compliance reporting for ISO 21434. Both Polarian and DOORS generate audit trails for security requirements. So if external agency comes for auditing, then this auditing trail can easily be generated and it can be shown to your auditor. This is one very important salient feature and one important positive trait of both Polarian and DOORS. Next is traceability matrices prove compliance with ISO 21434. By now you have understood that this ISO 21434 is a standard which encompasses all the various requirements of automotive cyber security. Now there is something called overlap with ISO 26262. When it comes to cyber security, there is a slight overlap with ISO 262, which is functional safety also. Now both Polarian and DOORS manage codependent requirements. It is again Simulink fault injection tests validate both safety and security scenarios. This is something which can be done both in Polarian and DOORS. Now let's see some industry specific use cases. For example, when you are talking about autonomous driving L3 to L5, sensor fusion validation is extremely important, because unless and until sensor fusion happens properly, the entire signal input cannot be considered authentic. Now Polarian tracks requirements for LiDAR, camera and fusion algorithm, and cyber security tests ensure sensor data integrity. Okay, so with the help of Polarian you are tracking the algorithms, and with the help of cyber security test you are checking the integrity of the data. Again, please don't get intimidated in case you are not understanding this. Once you have the basic foundation and once you get into your ADAS job, which I am very positive you will get into in very near future, you will definitely understand what I am talking about. As of now, you understand that cyber security tests ensure data integrity. Next is AI ML governance. Neural network requirements are managed in Polarian. Simulink AI tools validate models against adversarial attacks. All right. Now again, when it comes to connected ADAS V2X, with the help of Polarian, the secure V2X communication is clearly articulated. Polarian stores certificate management, and it also car maker simulates the V2X attack scenarios. For example, fake emergency alerts, or this is like a deliberate fault injection. So all these things are very clearly stored or articulated or clearly outlined with the help of Polarian. Now if you see this, I am using only Polarian but not ADAS, because more and more not DOORS, because Polarian is majorly used by more and more OEMs, as more and more OEMs are shifting towards agile. Okay. Now what are the challenges? First is tool chain fragmentation, next is security versus safety conflicts, next is simulation scalability. Okay. So whether it is Polarian or DOORS, seamless integration or seamless tool chain fragmentation is a big challenge. It's a big limitation. I would even go to the extent of saying it's a big headache. Okay, but there are OEMs which are overcoming that headache and able to do it in a proper manner. Next is apply co-engineering. You have to ensure both the ISO to cyber security and functional safety are clearly captured by the Polarian and DOORS. Next is simulation scalability. Use cloud-based simulation with Polarian and distributed testing. Polarian and doors act as backbone for requirements simulation, because this is the first step in the V model. Identifying the requirements is the first step in the V model. So that is the reason this is like both foundation and also the backbone, where you capture the cyber security requirements, you capture the FUSA requirements. So with the help of by ensuring end-to-end traceability, the bridge the gap between system design, simulation validation, and cyber security risk management. Okay, so with the help of these two videos, with this video and the previous video, you clearly understood, I am sure you clearly understood why Polarian and doors are so much in demand, and so much why they play such a pivotal role in ADAS functionality development. Okay, thank you.